Hello, my beautiful, sexy peoples. BMO Oddish J here, guys. How's it going? Joining me, as always, is my partner in crime,
Tiffany Draven, welcome to our show.
GOUKI Discussion Time, the segment where we like to talk about things going on currently within the wrestling world. Letting you guys know what's on our mind, telling you how we feel, yada yada yada, all that fun BS there. Let's get on with the show. Now, the first topic of conversation we will talk to you about, ladies and gentlemen, is: will the age of broken brilliance come to an end? No!
Basically, what this is about is Matt Hardy finally kind of coming clean of his lower back injury, and he tweeted it, right?
He tweeted it, and he also made a post about it on Instagram.
And he was basically just thanking everyone, which a lot of people are speculating is him hinting at the fact that he's going to be retiring very soon, if not within a year.
Yeah, and the actual, I have it right in front of me. He writes, "To all the great people that supported me on the Independence and Omega, to the fans of Team Extreme, to the Matter 2 followers, to the outspoken fans who brought me back in 2005, to the people who have backed me when I was reincarnated in pro wrestling and left the industry. Hashtag broken, to the hashtag woken warriors. Thank you." He also sent out a tweet, and I need to make a Twitter account, but that'll be much later on. But he sent out a tweet basically talking about the maneuver that him and his brother Jeff are known for doing, which was Event Omega. And from the years of performing Event Omega, it eventually caused his lower back to fuse with his pelvis, which that sounds very, very painful.
Yeah, I've honestly never even heard of that happening.
No, me neither.
I think WWE is teaching us more things about the human body than we would have ever known.
Than high school ever has taught me. I think I was taught human anatomy in high school, but it wasn't until watching, WWE I've learned about, oh, he has a torn meniscus. Oh, Aleister Black actually tore out his crotch. That's possible. Okay.
I love him though.
Okay, I do. I love him too. But with what's going on though, with the speculation with Matt, where people are thinking that he's gonna retire, people are saying he may retire by next year, but then there are other sources saying that he's not gonna retire. This is just an injury. This is just a hump that he has to get over. But it kind of brings the question now. Now, with the whole title match between the Leaders of the World and the B Team, do you feel that whole thing with the B Team winning the titles was a way of letting people know that Matt had to get the belts off of them because of that whole injury that he was having?
Oh yeah, it sucks because I feel like Matt and Bray are way too good to have their belts taken by the B Team, but at the same time, at this moment, the B Team are like one of quote unquote the tag teams.
Well,
and it would
the
be
best.
random to grab, air quotes. It would be random just to grab any other team. So I feel like they literally got lucky. They were there in the right place in the right time.
I also feel the reason why the B Team got the belts is because obviously Bo Dallas is Bray Wyatt's brother in real life, and I feel that maybe
I found that hysterical.
Yeah, that was another thing too. That was the really insane thing, was the fact when Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas were parroting, Matt and Bray, and how yeah.
They looked like twins, and it was hysterical.
And they sounded exactly the same. There were so many people who were like, "Oh my god, it's literally like looking to a mirror."
Yeah, because you never realize just how much they look alike until they're next to each other, and as soon as Bo started mimicking him, it was just perfection.
Yeah, no, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed those segments more so than the matches. The matches were okay, but there's the fact that he was like parodying his brother's character. I thought that was like one of like the best things that they could have done with that whole rivalry. But no, I agree with you. I agree that in a way this was done so that the B team could win the title, so that way they could eventually give Matt this whole being able to rest and relax with the injury. Um, and I think that's the reason why when you notice when Matt has been losing consistently with every single match against the B team, I think what they were trying to do was with the whole injury with Matt was they try to just make it as less actiony as possible. Even though looking back on it, I saw you could see the amount of pain that was in his face that while he was in the match. Now normally something like that, you're thinking, oh, he's just putting on an act, but no, he would legitimately look like he was in pain. And with this whole news going on with his lower back fusing with his right pelvis, it's a crying shame because I don't want to see Matt retire, but at the same time though, I will understand why he would, but it will. I honestly feel it's gonna be like how it was with Edge, but with Edge was I couldn't stop crying after that whole thing.
Oh, same. It was a waterfall, like mascara and eyeliner and everything, because I think everyone deep in their heart is an Edge head.
Yeah, no, like I've always been a huge fan of Edge ever since with him and Edge and Christian, and then when he became a heel, I loved him more. And then of course when he turned into be a baby face for the first time in 2010 or 2011, I think it was.
Why am I arguing with a computer?
Exactly, but either way, Edge becoming a babyface, I think, was a really good turning point in his career, and really excremented him into the status of what he is today, because he has done everything. Like Edge has done mostly everything,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
with Matt has obviously done everything in his life along with Jeff, but it's just a crying shame because Matt is still fairly young. I mean, he's older, yeah, but for him to retire the age he is right now, it's gonna be a shame because he would have to retire young, and now people will be afraid that Jeff have to retire because now there's speculation that Jeff has his injury, and it's been getting worse. That's why he had to lose the belt to Shinsuke. So if both Hardy Boys retire, I don't know how I'm gonna feel.
It feels like they just got back too, and
Yeah,
that's what sucks.
yeah, no, it does. But enough with the geriatrics of feels and feeling like we're gonna lose our minds here. Actually, speaking of which, segue. Will the lunatic break free of his asylum? This topic of conversation.
That was the perfect segue, and I love you for that.
Yay!
I wasn't even expecting that. That was incredible. If I didn't have a broken arm right now, I would be clapping for you.
It's okay. It's the feeling that it's
Oh,
it's the thought that counts. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just. Oh yes, my sexy beautiful peoples. By the way, so to kind of give a little 411 in the download. Yes, I'm that hip and cool. We were supposed to do this Sunday because Sundays we usually pick the door days to do GOUKI discussion time. But Tiffany went to a Rise Against concert, which was fucking awesome. But some dickwad decided to do some things, and her arm is broken. So, wish her the best of
I
luck.
was moshing too hard, hit a girl in the face. Her boyfriend didn't like that, shoved me, and I landed on my wrist, and it went crack.
Yeah, so wish her a very speedy recovery, and I hope he gets hit by a bus.
I hope that the lunatic asylum goes after him,
Oh,
because I know
yes.
the Peterson boys would.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, back to the love of my life.
Oh, yes. So, this conversation comes from the possible return and outcome of Dean Ambrose making a possible return. It has been gravely hinted that Dean is going to make an appearance, and it's been speculated that he's probably going to make an appearance after SummerSlam, but people are saying that he could possibly return before SummerSlam, or he could appear right on SummerSlam. People are wondering as to what's going to happen because he's been in the clear for a while now. So people are like anticipating his eventual return, and we kind of have some ideas as to what eventually will happen. So tell me what you really feel is going to happen when Dean makes his appearance slash return.
Okay, well, what I was thinking was that Dean is going to end up. When he comes back, I have a feeling, I have a sinking feeling, and I talked to my friend about this. That 1 second, that you talk, I have to say goodnight to my grandma. I'm sorry, guys.
We'll just stop. We'll pause right here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll pause right here.
Hey, my sexy, beautiful peoples. Editing BMO here, guys. So I know the quality of this might be way different than the usual that is being done throughout the entirety of the video, but I felt like I wanted to just let you guys know. So originally, this video was supposed to go up on Tuesday, and it's going up now. So I do apologize for the lateness of this video. We stated in this video the reason why we couldn't do Sunday, and we made this recording on Monday, so I really apologize for the lateness of this entirety. So hope you enjoy the video, and I apologize for being an idiot.
Welcome back from our short intermission, my sexy, beautiful peoples. Now continuing on with our topic of conversation with the Lunatic Fridge himself coming back, as always, taking off with Tiffany Draven, telling you guys what she feels is going to eventually happen with the Dean of the Ambrose.
I apologize, my grandma bought me food because I'm hungry and she didn't want me walking down the stairs in the dark and breaking my other arm.
And you need to feed the little person in your tummy.
Shut up. Anyway, well, as I'm stuffing my face, I'm feeling that he's gonna come back. Because I talked to my friend about this, and he made a good point. He's gonna come back. He's gonna make his appearance, and everything's going to be fine and dandy. And then suddenly, when Jason Jordan comes back, he's either gonna turn on Jordan, or he's gonna turn on Seth. Jordan, it would more be like, I was gone for 2 weeks, and you tried to replace me. If it's Seth, I was gone for 2 weeks, and you replaced me. I thought we were brothers, or something like that. No matter what, Dean is going to let rage out.
No.
Like, that should just be inevitable. And I think that would set up for a really good storyline. Not sure what it will be, but I can just sense it. I can see it in the future.
And I agree with that. I really feel that something like that's going to end up happening. I feel that it's going to be something like that, or it's just going to be something with Dean having a heel turning on Seth, because it's been rumored and talked about and speculated and all these things to every place out there about Dean possibly turning heel, him becoming, this next, top level heel that they need on Raw. Because if you think about it, though, Raw doesn't really have that.
I'm raising my hand for everyone wondering why he paused. What I'm feeling about Dean being heel, though, is like, can he be a heel? Because I feel like he has so many people who love him, and he attacks people who are good. He attacks people who are bad. I feel like if he was ever a quote-unquote heel, it would just be him just not really giving a shit anymore.
Basically. No, and I agree with that. And honestly, though, it would make more sense with his character to be a heel. Because, he is called the Lunatic Fringe for a reason. And we all love Dean as a face, but for his character-wise, we could see him more as that of a heel. Because it's one thing where, okay, you have this guy who's a complete badass, who doesn't care about, who doesn't do anything by the rules, who will do anything possible, yada, yada, yada. But it would make more sense for his character to be a heel. It would be more interesting. You could do more things with him as a heel. And I just feel that Dean himself would be possibly a really great heel, and something that needs to be done to refreshen up Raw, because you look at the current roster as of late, there really isn't that many real top heels in the game. I mean, you have Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, but they're mid card, and as much as Dolph is a pretty good heel, and Drew showing that he can be a good heel, he's not really like considered top level heels, and there, at least to me, there really isn't that many like great heels so far on the roster, because Roman is obviously dominating the whole spectrum of Raw.
Yeah, and I feel like they need. Imagine, okay, remember when Dean had his quote unquote therapy session?
Yeah.
And they showed a picture of Roman, and he was like, "Brother." Since then, since Roman was champion, has he ever really acknowledged Roman's existence, even? Like, really think about that. So, I feel like this is more of, I think people are going to wonder, like, oh, he's coming back, is the Shield going to get back together? Roman and Seth don't really mention each other, nor does Dean ever mention Roman since Roman was champion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I really, thinking about that now, I really agree with that.
So, him being a heel, I think, would have no effect on Roman. And what I'm actually thinking is, what if, when he's heel, they kind of bring his relationship with Renee in, where she's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh my god, that would be perfect right there.
Because everybody knows they're together, everyone knows they're married. But remember, they only have that one snippet with the Miz saying you're the one sleeping with him, and she slaps him.
Yes, that was the whole inclusion. Renee made that whole feud with one another, made it so much better, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe they're gonna try to bring Renee into this. Like, this is all, I'm just talking out my ass right now.
Oh no, yeah, it's speculation, but it's good speculation, and it could not just make things interesting, but it could definitely transition Dean into a full-fledged heel that they really need, because as of right now, they can work with Dean becoming, like I said, this lunatic fringe that we all know about. But it's the way that they have to do it that has to be presentable, in the sense where, okay, he's a no-nonsense, insane guy who will do anything to hurt people, but he does it in a way where, he at least somewhat shows that he cares. If they do something where if he attacks Seth, showing this, sparking the fumes for this feud, and they have Renee into the whole thing, and she's like, based on going off of what you're saying, what are you doing? He's your friend, this and that. And I could, thinking about it right now, I could see something where they're in the center of the ring, and Dean gets into it with Renee, and then he looks at her and says, "When I was away, when I was in pain, where were you? You weren't by my side. You weren't taking care of me. You're just like everyone else. You just want..."
That's my thing. That I don't see happening, purely because honestly, Dean is not the type of guy, and everybody knows this, who would want someone taking care of him. And he understands that Renee has to work.
Mm-hmm.
I could kind of see how they could make that work, but I feel like that's pretty far. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, twisted my arm off.
It's alright.
I feel like that could be, that's kind of like a far-fetched one, but I can see how they can make it work. It could be the whole, like, I'm going to compare it to this, but do not take this the wrong way. It could be like the whole Edge and Lita and Matt Hardy thing, where it's like, he thinks she's taking Seth's side.
Right.
And Seth is like, no, Renee and Seth are like, no. There's something similar happening in TNA with, Ohio versus Sammy Callahan, his wife, and Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, I have stopped watching Impact, but I've heard about all the news going on. I've watched up to date with Tommy Dreamer stuff, and I have heard about that with Tommy Callahan and Dreamer, where Tommy thinks that there's a thing going on between him and Tommy, and there's this whole thing, and it's from what I've been hearing that whole feud, the way that they've been doing it, is been well received. It's been pretty good, and but that's because you have someone like Don Callis who's taking control of Impact and making it great again, like legit great again.
Make Impact great again, but back to WWE, the better one. I feel like they could pull something like that. Again, pulling that out of my ass because TNA is already doing it, and I feel like a lot of people would be like, WWE, stop it. But the other thing is that Renee has never really been involved in, like, a big rivalry, and I know at one point she was training to be a wrestler, but I think that fell through.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't even imagine her as a wrestler.
Because she's
those people that you just look at and you're like, you could be a wrestler. Renee is just, like, not that person, in my opinion.
Because she's tiny and cute and adorable.
Yeah, but so's Alexa Bliss.
But that's the difference, though. Bliss, literally, she's tiny, cute, and adorable, but then when you turn around, she will fucking snap your balls like a twig.
I know, and that's why I love her and hate her at the same time. But, I'm hoping that tonight on Raw, I was just looking at Instagram, and everybody is going to have seen Raw by the time this goes up. It says that Seth is trying to find a tag team partner for tonight. So, do you think it might be Dean? Because I know he's either going to come back at SummerSlam or after.
I think, and this is just me, I think it would be too obvious, to be honest, if Dean would be his partner. Because we all are thinking that he's going to appear at SummerSlam, he might appear before it, but Seth looking for a partner, looking for someone to be in the match with. Now, again, this is coming from, I haven't really watched Raw yet, so I don't know what's going on, but if they go with the Roman route, that'll be really too obvious too, because obviously, they're 2/3 of the Shield. That would be too obvious there. With Dean, though, it would be a nice surprise. It would. And finally have Dean back into, the program of Raw. But thinking about it, I just feel that it would be too obvious just to have Dean just appear and be the partner that is needed. Involving who the mystery partner could be, that we'll have to wait and see. But I feel that if it was Dean, I would be happy, but deep down inside, it would be a little bit obvious.
Because you'd think that they would be, already, maybe he'll make a big return. I think maybe they'll try to catch people by surprise, but I feel like that wouldn't work, because everyone would have been as soon as I saw that Seth was able to choose his own partner, I don't know how that's going to play out. Will it be Finn? Maybe it'll be Braun. No, not Braun. It's what? Who could it be besides Finn or Dean? Which is why I think that
the modern day Maharaja.
Kurt is making the weirdest face right now and laughing maniacally.
I said, the modern day Maharaja.
BMO. Shut up.
Evil after evil after evil after.
No, but honestly, I'm not usually, I don't really watch it weekly anymore. I just kind of keep up with it on social media and on YouTube. I still know a lot about it, and I still keep up to date. But, tonight, I'm tempted to go turn on Raw after this and actually see what's happening. Yeah. Even though I'm literally scrolling through Instagram without no cares in the world.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna watch it after we get done with this, but it's gonna be after I shower. Then I'm gonna go watch it. But I think suffice to say, with Dean, it'll be a surprise, regardless however he comes back into the picture. Whether it's possibly tonight or he appears at SummerSlam, and maybe possibly have some kind of intervene in the match with Seth and Dolph.
I had a thought. What if he comes back and costs Seth the title, and that's his heel turn?
Segway.
Boom. Full circle.
That could possibly happen. That could, and I love how that just came right from when I said that he could intervene in the match. Ooh, that's smart. That's good. That's good. That's good stuff. But enough of that whole my sexy beautiful peoples. I hope you enjoyed this episode of GOUKI Discussion Time. I am BMO of the Oddish of the J, along with my partner in crime,
Tiffany Draven,
and
from down the block.
Oh yes, but also most importantly, my sexy beautiful peoples, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely like that button, and if you like what we bring, subscribe by pushing the button. And if you want to hear more notifications of things about more videos that we're going to be coming to your way,
hit that bell and hope that you can get Taco Bell later.
That was genius. Oh my god.
I literally leaned in so close to the microphone, I hope people actually heard that. I'm really proud of that.
That was genius. But
alright, well, thank you all for listening to us ramble, me rambling about the love of my life, who is Dean Ambrose. Anyway, BMO, take it away.
I hope you enjoyed this video, my sexy beautiful peoples. And remember, as always, as I would like to say, as I may, have a nice day.